Hello, incredible people. Welcome to On with Orion, sharing information that people want to know. I am your host, Orion Holmes, and I'm very delighted that you have joined me today. It's been a very interesting week, trust me. Lots going on, lots going on. But I just thank God for the time, the energy that He gives me to do what He's called me to do. So before we even get started, I just want to give God the honor, the praise, and the glory because without Him, this would not be this would not be possible. Excuse me, but this would not be possible for me. I just know that one day He just spoke to me and told me to do this. I just was like, Lord, I just don't know how to do it. But He showed me, He guides me every step of the way. I know I'm not that great at it, but I am just thankful for the little I do know about what I'm doing. So again, I just want to give God the honor, the praise, and the glory because He is awesome, awesome, awesome in Jesus' name. So again, I want you all to like, share, and subscribe because that way the information would get all over the world and people would be blessed sharing information that people want to know. So tonight is interesting because we're going to talk about women helping women. And this is something that really, really is very important because there's a lot going on. We're living in perilous times, as I always say, but there's still blessings. God is still blessing us tremendously. So what we want to do is give back those blessings to others. So I just want to share with you right now some things that I sort of like prayed about and wrote down. How can we support each other, women? First, by coming together in prayer before getting started, and this is how it is done, by repenting to God for all of the things that are not lined up with His words, known and unknown, that we seem to have on our mind. Asking God to pull down strongholds, removing barriers that separate us and bring us together in love, peace, and harmony. All of this in the name of Jesus Christ. This can be done in a conference call. It can be done on Zoom, Facebook time, or we can do it in person. So it just depends on the style and the people that you meet because everybody has a story and sometimes people can't get out for different reasons. It could be job related, could be daycare or whatever. So we're going to talk about things like that tonight also. So the best way to get started, first we need to remove all negativity. And women seem to have issues that are really, really dumb. Let's just face it. And we need to get rid of all that stuff, like competition and how we look, uh, who is the prettiest, long hair, short hair, whatever hair you want to wear, or look, or whatever style you want, it just really is not that important. Who looks younger than who has a better body build, size. I mean, really, come on, ladies. The color of our skin, it could be red, white, yellow, brown, gold, whatever. It's not really that important. God created all of us. Okay. Our nationality. This is something else that people seem to have a hang up over. What nationality, what race you are, your ethnic background, things of that nature. Backstabbing. Always keeping things going, pretending to be there for one another, but yet not really. Jealousy of other people's careers. God has a blessing for all of us. And we should never be jealous of other people's success. We're supposed to praise them for success. And not only that, he blesses us all in every way, in very different ways, but yet He blesses us all. I mean, it's no such thing as should be any competition. You should not be jealous. You should lift your sisters up. It's so important to lift them up, and they will lift you up also. So we're just not going to focus on stuff like that. And then there's competition over a man. Hello, ladies. You know that is so true. Especially when he belongs to someone else. I mean, good gosh. I mean, why in the world are we going to waste our time like that? He doesn't have you. I mean, you're not his special one. It's someone else. So why do something like that? So we need to work on those kind of things. And once we get those things worked out, then we can be better women for each other. We can be the proverb women, to just love and to share and to be what God has called us to be. So now, how can we change this mindset? By positive thinking, such as ideas that can help each other, looking out for our children's care, and some ideas many women need support with food assistance. Yes, you can still apply for federal food assistance. The SNAP food stamps, which is food stamps, SNAP, which is the SNAP stamps, and the WIC, which is the benefits the WIC program, which is the WIC benefits as of May 2026. While the federal government sets guidelines, you generally apply through the state or the local agencies. Despite potential 2026 government shutdown delays, benefits are expected to be paid, and you can apply online or in person. So just remember that. Key federal and state assistance options. You have the SNAP program, as I said, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, helps low-income families buy groceries with an E as in Edward, B as in boy, T as in Tom card. You can apply for this through your local social services office or online. Then you have the WIC program, which is the Women's, Infants, and Children program. Provides food and nutrition counseling for pregnant women, new mothers, and children up to age 5. And also we have a senior assistance program. This includes senior farmer market nutrition program and a commodity supplemental food program, which is called a C as in cat, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, and P as in Paul. I just try to call those out in case you want to look them up. Emergency help. Okay. For immediate assistance, call the National Hunger Hotline at 1-866-348-6479 or find a local food bank. Again, it's the National Hunger Hotline, and I'm going to repeat it again. It's at 1-866-348-6479 or find a local food bank. Note on 2026 eligibility. Some households may experience reduced eligibility for the SNAP starting in 2026 due to recent legislative changes. Actionable step, use the USDA state directory to find your local application office. U as in umbrella, S as in Sam, D as in dog, and A as in apple. State directory to find your local application office. Okay. Then we want to talk also about daycare help for women with children. This is a growing necessity. And yes, there is assistance still for daycare. Find local resources on childcare, health and social services, financial assistance, support for children with disabilities, and more. And you can go to the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities. You can get financial aid also for summer camp is widely available through camp-specific scholarships, which is called camperships, sliding scale fees, and local nonprofit organizations like the YMCA, Boys and Girls Clubs, often requiring applications as early as February of each year. Families should also apply directly to the camp directors for financial assistance. which is typically awarded based on income documentation. So for those parents who actually have to work during the summertime, that is a good idea. I know that my daughter, she has put her children in a summer camp, and but this year she's going to, they're going to visit their uncle and his children. But the summer camp is a good idea. It gives them a chance to continue to grow, to learn, and to be around like minds. Okay, now health, issues with children, behavior problems, spousal support, children financial support, inviting others such as counselors with knowledge on how to get assistance in many areas. This is a good idea to invite people that you know who have expertise in these areas, not just food and childcare, but in all areas that you might need some type of assistance. And like I mentioned earlier, the website emails, and also, like I said, the website, it is a load of information. I mean, artificial intelligence, they do have some good things out there. So just be careful, but there is a load of information that can help you, really help you, as far as getting help for assistance, help for women who have been abused, domestic violence, marriage separation. And so these are things that women need to be able to talk to counselors about, and have friends, build a relationship with people. Like I said, you can do in-person meetings, you can do YouTube, FaceTime, whatever it is that you actually can connect with Zoom with women to help one another. Okay, so these things are very, very important. Now, building women's self-esteem. This is extremely important because most women do have low self-esteem in some area. And let's just face it, that's just the way it is. But we can overcome those things through Christ. So what we want to do, we want to build women's self-esteem by helping them get into the work environment, or to review for a better paying job or career, whichever it is that you want. How to interview for a job. This is determined by the culture of the environment. If it is very conservative, you may want to wear a dark dress or pantsuit. If the office is more casual, you may want to look dressy casual. This can be a skirt, blouse, or just a pair of slacks that of any color other than red. Why not red? Well, people tend to see red as intimidating and too bold. But that's just some people, the way they think. So it's best to try to play down your colors. And warm colors are great for an interview, or dark colors. Questions that are asked by the company you are interviewed for. Here are some topic examples. Common interview questions focus on assessing your skills, experience, and cultural fit, requiring answers that are concise, confident, and evidence-based. Key strategies include using the STAR method, which is situation, task, action, result, to provide concrete examples, researching the company beforehand, and aligning your achievements with the job description. Now, that is very, very important to make sure that you do some research on the company first, because when you go before the employer, they want to know that you're really, really interested in the job. And it's a lot of competition out there, so you really have to sell yourself. And that is very, very important. So you want to make sure that you have that under your belt, making sure that you know exactly what you want to say about the company and so forth. Do your research, because that is so important. And like, I was saying, there are videos today that tell you how to interview for a job with questions and answers that the interviewer may ask. So there's plenty of information out there on the website that will help you and prepare you. And I'm not going to go into those tonight, but it's out there if you're really interested, or just share with others who may be interested. And also another thing is body language at the interview. It is important not to fold your arms like I got mine right now. And make sure it's very important to look at the people who are interviewing you, whether it's one or several. Look them in the face, in the eyes, Don't be intimidated by them, but smile, be polite and smile. But let them know that you're a confident person and you can look them in the face. You don't have to hold your head down and all of that. So body language is very, very, very important. Look directly at the person, as I said, person that are performing the interview. Take time to think about before answering the questions, but do not wait too long for an answer. But take your time and think about it. And of course, you already have prayed before you even went on the interview. So you know that's out of the way, that God heard your prayers and he will give you the confidence that you need. So anyway, moving on, always ask questions again about the company. Yes, it's important to ask questions about the company. When they ask you, do you have any other questions or do you have any questions? You say yes. And think about it. You have already did your research. You know what questions you're going to ask. So you ask them about the questions. You ask them about the company. You ask them about the company. So that is very, very, very important. Always ask them about the company and the job that you're applying for and what really excited you about working for that company. Now, I want to repeat that again. Always ask them questions about the company. You've already done your research. You know about the company, but you just want to ask them questions and let them know that you have really been doing your homework and you're very interested. Because like I said, there's a lot of competition out there. The job you are applying for, that's another thing. You want to ask questions about the job and what really excited you about working for that company you are applying to. That is very important. What's really excited to you about the company that you're applying to. That is very important. And that will show you that you are interested in the position. So again, just may always ask questions about the company, the job you are applying for, and what really excited you about working for that company you are applying to. That will show you are interested in the position. Yes, you want to make sure that they know that. So moving right along. These answers can be found on the internet too. Yes, you can find anything, almost everything on the internet. Thank God for the internet that we can go to it now and get positive information. Never ask the interviewer how much money the job is paying. Oh, that's a no-no. You definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to ask them how much the job is paying. That is a no-no. You wait until they tell you how much the job is going to pay. And they don't normally tell you the first time that you're there. But eventually they will mention about when they call you if they're interested to let you know how much the job pay. So again, never ask the interviewer how much money the job is paying. That is a big turnoff for those who are interviewing you. Follow up in 2 days, thanking the person or the team for the interview and how much it interests you and waiting to hear back about the position. The way to do that is to find a nice letter on the website, and you want to go back and tell them how much you enjoyed the interview. You want to send them a letter on the internet, from the internet, and it talks about how much you enjoyed the interview. And and just point out some things that they said to you that kind of stuck with you, that make you look much more interested in the position. So again, you want to go to the internet, look at the website, look at some information about the company, and just find a letter, a nice letter. And they have all kinds of examples on the website. And like again I said, artificial intelligence have letters out there too that you can look at and decide which one you want to use, and just send them the letter to the top person. You find out who exactly should get the letter, and so that way they can send it down the chain. So that would be very interested in letting them know how interested you are about the job within 2 days after the interview. Okay. So also don't forget first impression is lasting impression. Helping women to dress for success. That is so important. Let's just say you have 3 candidates and they all had the same kind of skill set. They all were actually very, very smart, knew the company, did all the research, but it had to be something that stood out about one of them that override the others. Well, it may not be fair, but it is the truth. A personal appearance. Yes. And I'm not saying that they won't like you because you might be overweight or the wrong color, but that has been a problem too. But let's just say if you were well groomed, and when I say well groomed, you want to make sure that you're wearing some kind of makeup, moderate makeup, not a lot, but moderate, so that you can glow more. I mean, God has given us beauty, but you want to accentuate the beauty. So you want to take time to put moderate makeup on your face, a little eye color, cheek color, lipstick. You don't have to really put anything else on, maybe a little bit of mascara. But you want to make sure that it's something about you that stands out that the other women hopefully did not have. But this is very important. And the clothes appropriate to the work environment. If the work environment is like a attorney's office and they wear dark suits and very, very, very chic dress attire, women wearing suits, well, you want to fit into that environment. And you can go to the internet about the company and find out these things. So, or if they're more casual, laid back, you want to have dressy, casual clothes, or that could be just a pair of pants and a blouse, or just a skirt and a nice shirt or something of that nature. But you want to fit into the work environment. Last thing I want to share is if you are in a position to help financially, please do so, or point them to someone or an organization that can. So last thing I want to say again is, last thing I want to share is, if you are in a position to help financially, please do so, or point them, the person, to an organization that can help. That is so important. So that's why I wanted to repeat it, just in case you really didn't understand what I said. There can be weekly Zoom and in-person meetings to discuss issues that may concern you. Someone may need help with sitter or transportation. There is just so many ways that you can help each other. I mean, even mothers can take turns watching the kids. One person doing it this week, another person doing it another week, whatever. I mean, when you come together, teamwork makes the dream work. So you want to come together and come up with a solution of how can you help each other. And please review this video. Tell it to other women. You may not even need any of this service, but it may be someone out there that actually really, really need this service. It is so important that we support one another. Okay? So I just want to leave that with you. I really don't have much more to say this evening. I just thank you for tuning in and being a blessing to me, being a blessing to our Father, being a blessing to women. We need support. We need to be there for one another. We need to help one another. It is so important. You just never know in these perilous times who you may be helping or who may be helping you. So again, I just want to say thank you very much. And I want you to like, share, and subscribe to On with Orion, sharing information that people really do want to know. So right now, God bless you. I love you. Have a good night. Bye.